if they try and go for more.
Yeah, that's a really big pick from BESTIA. They shut down one of the winning conditions for C9's information across the map. And now that Prowler are going to get some sort of information, and slowing down is the right action here. C9, they tend to react when they're down numbers, try to get some sort of map control back, but they're just holding back for now.
Yep, and they're trying to see where that wall is too, because typically they've been placing the Vice wall over toward B side. In that B choke, right where they are positioned. But right now you can see it's actually over toward the A site. So they've been moving that around a fair amount.
Ooh.
They're not going to worry about too much of this utility here. They just want to get their way inside of this site, get that spike down, but it's going to be a lot more challenging to do so when the spike is not available to you. Wait a minute. Get that Vice ult activated. It's going to force all these players to have to just get out of dodge. A site is available and open, and yeah, they're going to be running into some Vice utility there, but they're okay.
That's a really nice pivot from BESTIA, using that pressure on C, getting out onto B, and falling back into A. Really well done, but this postpon's going to be important because Zelstis, he's all the way out from that baby door.
I don't think that they're anticipating Tacolia here on the flank. I don't see any of those arrows there, and that's going to be really problematic for them to have to work with. You got one player who's trying to get eyes on it, but meanwhile, Vic gets one on site. Melzer's going to just answer back in turn. Going to put Melzer in a rough spot, but Tacolia and Melzer working in tandem together, able to take out Zelstis and Fireball Ops, and after losing a couple of big rounds back to back to back, they get their 5th.
Dude, BESTIA, that initial pick on Oxy was the game changer for them, for their momentum. That default basically worked out perfectly. This pick right here, denying that offline from Oxy, but also killing one of C9's most important players when it comes to those retakes. And then the post plans. They're so good. They're so disciplined from BESTIA, and I feel like we're seeing a new sight coming out from them. The defaults are so good. The info's good.
You can see Veer was contemplating doing a little bit of a
timeout.
Timeout there, but didn't go for it. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into a BESTIA listen and see how they execute.
Oh, doesn't see anything. Jack sees one rebel. Just trying to bait the Vice wall. Jack knows there's an insert. Ooh, trades. Celsius. Thinks he has a timing.
Denle audio a Chuy para que amase. Plantea abierto. Uno ve corriendo. Chuy, aún tienes Chuy, perro, y después
tengo flash para usted.
Puede gaitear. Audio, porfa. Lo segura coste, llega a tiempo.
Call it, Francis. Yeah, you ready? 3, 2, 1,
go.
Blinded back. Blind. I'm gonna one away. Keep it.
Oh, almost got it.
Yeah, save it.
When were they?
They just walked up B that round.
Omen
+1. Yeah, just +1. Bomb me.
That's it. All good, boys. All good. I should have killed this guy soon.
Now, much to the chagrin of Dan Triad, I will not be able to translate what was being said from the BESTIA side of things, but there was a lot of confidence there in that push. But man, C9.
It was really nice from BESTIA to be able to, after getting that pick, speed up into B, get another 2 picks, and then fall back into that C site. They're just playing the map so beautifully here. A lot of those zones are being taken by them, pushing and pulling and pressuring.
There it goes.
Yep, there goes the timeout. And I think they're just doing such a good job at pulling a lot of those rotates. At first, I was complimenting C9, being able to hold back and not over-rotate, but now it feels like BESTIA is just playing with them.
Well, I think they also caught wind of how C9 were playing a lot of these, right? It felt like there was always a moment where they had the perfect amount of individuals to handle the problem. What does that tell you? Well, they're making some early rotation. So how do you like try and stop that? How do you try and disrupt that a little bit? And that's what BESTIA is doing. I mean, I think about that Taco flank and how he was just so instrumental in it. Typically, you'd think that, oh, you know, the Raze player would be with the rest of the team, blah, blah, blah. But no, he wants to go and see if he could find those angles and those areas that C9 just simply were not prepared for.
Yeah.
Credit to them, because you would think like, oh, the whole team would just group up together and stay on site in that moment, and then spread out, play that play that post plant
favored
that way.
For BESTIA, but once it flips sides, I think
has just been phenomenal. The mid-rounding to be able to push and pull,
it's all up to Justice attack side.
And everyone trusts the call.
I think C9 are fine with another round.
Everyone's ready to go every time.
Well, this is Melzer's kindergarten.
It is his kindergarten, and he is
class.
10-7 right now, so he's definitely showing up.
School's in session. All right. My guy's going to put you in social studies, and you're going to like it.
The op online now once again for loss. That Viper's Pit from Zelsis going down
I
towards
saw
C,
on
but they're
A.
actually trying to play
Solo
a trap
anchor
setup
A.
in that C long
Trying to get it
towards
to
Mount.
retake A.
All of
At least that's
Bestia here
C9's
is
plan.
group towards this A, just trying to pressure enough.
I mean,
and find
Bestia
that
could
Rice wall once
be
again.
split,
You talk about Melzer and
but they don't have an
his
answer to B
IGLing and
main.
what he's been doing, and this, of course, isn't going to be totally unfamiliar with him. Familiar with Tier 1 foes, having played for Lev and crew back in 2021 to 2025, a long career for him. So you're really looking for him to make some smart, really informed decisions here. But Zelsis has to be the better of him for these next 2 rounds.
Really nice proactivity there from C, actually. 2 of their players pushed up, peeked past that Viper's Pit, and saw absolutely nothing. And so the C9 rotations are ready because they're all 3 on this A site.
Question is whether or not they're going to commit, and it seems like they are. Made their way right inside a tree. And that's going to give a lot of intel. That just might be the go button there.
Yep.
As Jack's going to be
A,
tucked away in the corner,
but it's
anticipating
a
some
3v5.
activity. But when you think that that button is going to get hit, nope. Instead, they're going to wait this one out. They only got 25 seconds. They have no other progress on the rest of the map. They have a Viper's Pit on C they got to deal with. They're going to pivot over to C. They're going to run right into Vic. They got to go right now.
I mean, Takozilla.
Pull away rotations, but it doesn't work.
Wow, and they win
2
their
kills
fights.
coming in. Jack now looking for one to be able to just even things out. Got to get that spike down, but the spike's going to be in Carajo land. One day you got to go ahead and grab that thing. Finally, they're able to do so. Can they get this one down? Yes, they are. I think they have enough time, just barely. Yes, they do. I mean, it was basically a mouse fart away from ending the round there. But Zelsis, he knows exactly what he's up against, and it is a tall task that's being asked of him.
I mean, it's crazy that Bestia is still able to execute with 3 players from C9 on site and that util.
Wait a minute, are they playing with their food? Don't play with your food, you gotta be careful here. Zelsis is not one to trifle with. Of course, time is starting to tick down a little bit more, and they're just moving them around the map. They were a little bit playing with their food. They were a little bit playing with their food.
Yeah, I think that was, like I was saying, Bestia did a good job considering that all the pieces for C9 were down. That Viper's Pit at the beginning, they were able to push through and get a lot of information from C9 side. But then Bestia, all 4 grouped in this tree position, tapping that door one more time just to pull away some pressure. And then getting the spike down with like 0.3 seconds left is crazy.
I will find you.
And I don't blame Zelsis in that situation for like running away because you look at the time, you're like, I think it's cooked. But no.
Yeah, now if you're C9, you're a little bit scared because 3 ults online here for Bestia. They have that Yoru ult, they have the Nightfall, and the Showstopper. These are really strong execute ults.
Too much for them to work with. Dimensional Drift is going to get activated here. All this information is going to be given to them now. Here comes the rocket. Time to make things go boom. But is there a target available? No, everyone's going to get out of dodge because they do not want to deal with that rocket. They want to do this 5-man retake clean as possible. Now look over on the flank side toward A side. You got to be mindful of Oxy and Neon. Jack actually gets 2. And that's Zelsis with a follow-up for the 3rd. It's going to make it into a 4v2. Loss and David, and Loss has been exquisite this half. But is it going to be enough to be able to pull this round off? They got to get that spike out. And it's so far out. It's right outside of it. And they finally grab it. But right into the hands of Vic.
I saw it, though.
Just down to the last player. Loss. He might very well lose his life here.
12-4, but I don't think he can win this 1v4. The collapse from C9 comes in. He gets a pick, but it is big. Oxy getting that.
That's crazy. He had the reads.
I know, right?
The reads.
That's crazy. No, that was really nice coming in from C9. They were finally super proactive, but actually playing off of it, getting a lot of that information, and the crossfires onto B was really well played. I think now Jack, too, this was the round turner as well. Jack, he's been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, he's been one of the rookies coming into this team. Him on that initiator, still managing to put up numbers almost every single game that they play. And it's crazy because he's just done so good regardless of playing on that VCT stage.
Yeah, it's a 7-5 Bestia up on the half. Let's see if Cloud9 can answer things back. We're going to take a quick pause for the cause, and when we return, we'll resume with Lotus.
Me. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. It all started when I got to the FIFA World Cup, and wow, thousands of Verizon customers.
Oh, you got the free Verizon tickets too? No, I'm...
With amazing seats.
I'm sorry. Okay.
And even pitch-side access.
Are you? David Beckham, a Verizon customer.
This used to be for players. Now it's for Verizon customers. No one gets you closer. Only on Verizon.
For me, it's nice because I can be more flexible in my function, and for me, it's one of the main things to become a good pro. It's knowing how to play with all the agents in a role or in different roles, and not just getting stuck with one or two. So I guess it's pretty cool because this meta doesn't limit that.
Jumping back into this half, Melzer talked a little bit in that interview about how the last time they played on this stage, there was a lot of nerves going into it. But it looks like this time around, they've gotten past that. They jumped past that hurdle. They're playing beautifully as a team.
Yeah.
The mid-rounding has been really nice, but they switch over to this defensive half now. And it's going to be really interesting to see how they play, especially with this Yoru and this Raids. A lot of trap combos on that A lobby to make sure they get that space. But the Yoru, I want to see how this fits into it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, the fact of the matter is Melzer belongs on that stage. He's been here before, and it's just great to see him back again. Same thing with Taco. The work's been done. And speaking of the work, it's happening on the other side of the map there toward A. Chubizin's able to get that connection onto Zelsis, so that's going to be the IGL taking a lap for the second there, but this is going to prompt these players to have to just go a little bit further back. That paranoia pushes everyone away for the time being.
And one of the good things about playing Yoru is those fast rotates. You can see that TP and spawn already.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought that they were going to get that opportunity. I thought that paranoia was going to connect onto the Cypher, and that actually did not happen. Jack and Fireball Ops, they don't have anything else. They have to get out of there. But wait a minute. Just as I say that, look at Fireball Ops. The birthday boy's looking to cause some problems here, but no cake for you today. Chubizin's taking it all for himself. And it's only going to be one player left standing, and that's Jack. And while Jack has been great, Athena, this is a tall task to ask for here. And dare I say, around that Cloud9 really needed, because you get these two, this pistol, you get the, the eco, and then at that point, you're able to really begin to build back into this game. You lose out here, that stings.
Yeah, you're really scared of the snowball, especially on this attack side, where technically you're supposed to be able to get more rounds and being able to just ping pong as much as possible, put pressure on either side of the map. But Jack, he's going to try to go for these numbers, but all these players are collapsing.
They have no idea. But I think they have some semblance of an idea. Got to watch that doorway there. Okay, there you go. Now everyone knows. That Prime Vandal's nice and loud. Prime Vandal, you hear me? Prime Classic. In any case, so that's going to do it. I just started using it again, so, you know.
Oh, I see.
It's on the brain. That said, though, I mean, look, this is devastating, honestly, for Cloud9. They needed this round.
Yeah, they needed it. C9, they've struggled with their pistols recently, but this, ooh, that slide from Oxy.
That paranoia barely missed him.
David standing in the perfect position to just skip out on that. But, I mean, Bestia, they got that pick towards that A main. Instantly they rotated. Yoru leaving that TP across the map. Loss actually staying towards A, and the second there was any pressure towards C, he TP'd. That's why the rotations were so fast, and I think this Yoru comp is slowly going to grow on me.
Yeah, I am liking how they are taking advantage of not just those win conditions for each particular agent, but also just how each one wants to play, how these people want to play this. But we're going fast now. Loss is able to stop one at the front door, but Oxy's going to hit him with a clothesline now. That's going to actually prompt a little bit of slow down and some activity.
And Oxy has a bulldog.
Oxy's going to be all by himself here, but he did manage to pick himself up a nice weapon.
He's
got to get out of there, though, and it ain't going to happen. He didn't have enough ammo left in that bulldog and ended up paying for it.
Rest of the team
I mean, it's
here
still
from
winnable
C9
as long
moved
as
up
they
towards
avoid this
A lobby,
outlaw.
taking that B link into B. No players from BESTIA here to counter,
Nobody
but
on
they
B.
still have that numbers advantage. C9, they're going to have to go for something a little bit more aggressive just to keep that map control.
I'll see what this retake looks like.
With 2 pistols and a
BESTIA.
bulldog, it's pretty hard
Because
to
at
win.
this point, you got all of C9. You got 2 players here.
Especially
Jack
them
and
being
Zelsis
so
favoring the
spaced
A side
out.
of the map. Meanwhile, Vic's going to be dealing with the full might of these 3
They
players.
probably
in the
get
second
lost.
half.
Problem is the spike isn't planned for them in that B link.
Oh, yes, very good point there. Jack now, weighing this one out. Trying to see if
Bulldog?
anyone's going to push in here. You got that one
easily
gun to
1
work with.
HP.
Someone's got to grab that gun and do something with it. And instead it's going to be Jack now. He gets 1. Player's going to be defusing on
Just
the spike.
trying to
That's
do
Melzer.
damage.
Jack got to get in there, try and stop him, but it ain't going to happen.
Indeed.
David was ready for him, and that is going to lock up that second round in the second half for BESTIA. And they're marching forward here to a potential victory if things keep going like this. But for Cloud9, I think, like, you know, now we get to see how this defense begins to look like.
Yeah.
Zelsis talked about how he wanted to cook on this map and how they wanted to get better at it over time. Now's the time to show what that work looks like.
Yeah, I feel like on attack, the thing I'm looking forward to the most from Zelsis is those lurk timings on that Viper. Being able to set his team up for success, him and Fireball Ops just being able to work that map together.
Yeah.
And so far, we haven't seen that much, but we see him towards that A side already. BESTIA, though, they're looking to do some aggressive stuff towards this mound, fully playing close. Lost, not scared if anyone re-clearing him.
What's up?
Yeah, that is a
How we doing,
great insert
YouTube?
there for him. He can get out of there if he needs to. He'll hang out for right now. He's good. Doesn't really have to worry about all that much.
Oh, wow.
Zelsis, hello.
What a shot.
Clean. IGL on
Zelsis did
IGL
take a
action there.
tag.
Leaders are going to go down.
Good timing by Vic.
I knew
They
that. I
better
knew
crunch
you'd
on the
enjoy
players
that.
on mound.
I was saving that one. I wrote that in a book.
Oxy?
Just for me? Thank you.
2 left here. Wait a minute.
No way they
Taco
lose this round.
Gallery! Oh no! This has gone really, really bad. Just when you think that things are going to look good for C9 and they might be able to get this.
No way.
No!
It's
Oh
1
my
HP
God,
versus 1
it's
HP.
Taco with 4. He could get himself the
No
ace.
way.
Zelsis doesn't want to give this one to him, surely. He's going to back away. He's running over to the other side of the map. He's basically a Valorant 2 at this point. There's no reason for him to be facing Taco Leah on that C side, so instead they're going to rotate all the way around. It's a mad dash for the IGL.
Both players so low, but Zelsis, he still has this wall to play with. He has the ability and the utility.
Oh,
Yup, and the ace.
God!
It's an ace
Dropped
for
out of
Taco
the
Leah.
timing.
Put your hands up, boy. You appreciate that moment. What an incredible play.
Taco just sitting in that corner, not getting cleared, but the Guardian shots are phenomenal right to the dome every
Crazy.
single time. Absolutely insane round from him.
Let's
Look at
relive this in 4K. All right, there goes the
Look at
first
this.
2.
Oh.
Oxy tried to get the third, and that fight was in normal circumstance good, but that Guardian is just too freaking good at that range.
Oh.
And Taco's too disgusting with it.
That peek over the mound was criminal. Insta one tap. That was nasty.
Yeah, I call a timeout too, Papa. I'm with you right there. I would have done the exact same thing because at that point you got to calm the nerves down. Things fell apart, but it wasn't that the plan was bad. It was just that a guy just went Super Saiyan at that moment.
Oh, yeah, he went absolutely insane, not clearing that corner, but also the trigger discipline to wait till they're running out, to wait till Vic had that smoke in his hands. He knew that that was his moment, and he popped off. And this timeout, it's going to be really important here for C9 because they do have guns. They will be able to buy that economy. They also have Jack with that fatal online, and it needs to combat something because Taco, after that beautiful round, he got his showstopper online. They're able to use that on the retake really, really well. And I think right now the name of the game for C9 is to bully those rotations, know that they're going to be super quick and be able to be heavy on the site that they're pressuring.
Yeah, C9 needs a game plan here that is going to get them this next big round because honestly, the fact that we're 3 rounds into this thing, 4 rounds rather, and C9 have not been able to find anything, and it came off of some wild heroics as well. You know that the mental has to be a little bit in the blender. And if it isn't, well, good on them. That means that they should be able to try and find something in this round here. But the pressure's starting to come through.
On an eco round?
Oh, no! He actually doesn't get it.
How did that miss?
I don't even know
They
how.
forced.
It felt like every single visual effect was on the player, but instead it is going to be a done
shot at the
deal.
open space.
3 5v1, locked up.
And
David's done.
Bro's not gonna be able to get the
round that
gun.
they needed, but I did not see it coming that way.
Crazy that that's the round that C9 won. They were fully blind. They weren't even seeing what was happening, but Taco just whiffing that showstopper, unfortunately for him. And this is going to be a nice round for C9. They get to turn that around, be able to buy a couple more weapons. Look at this. Oh, just went past him.
Brother, the slide right out as the pain shells formed. He would have gotten residual damage or something off of that. That's crazy.
Should have had that round.
We have a solo
Now they're
op
on
Lost.
pistols,
The rest of
but
the
they
team
have it
getting
on.
sheriffs. This is going to be really important here.
believe they
being
had
able
enough
to set
money
him
to
up for
have
success.
that. Yeah.
He's alone on that A site,
Just
but
gonna play for the
he's
next
just going to be
round.
facing Celsius alone.
The
Yeah,
op
you
is
can
on
see
A.
where C9's looking to favor here. Might
The
try and get
Outlaws on
some
C.
work done. I think he's going to be going for that orb too. So they'll go ahead, get that
The
going.
Outlaw
Feed
is
that
on
one to
C.
Jack. So you can get that Nightfall back online eventually. Meanwhile, no real work has been done on the C9 side toward A, but remember, that op's over there.
Yeah, and they don't know that. That's the best part. They have no idea that Lost has this op online. This might be one of the winning conditions for Bestia, getting a pick, falling back, and being able to rotate off of that. But Lost actually giving up so much map control.
It's a little diabolical camera there.
Yeah.
Give him some mid-round info too, because you clearly saw two people right there. So that is a great indicator.
Really good pressure here from C9 as well. But the problem is Bestia, they're just stacked. They're not going to fall for it. 3 players on this C site. And you also have Chuizin outside of that B, ready to hit the door when they need it.
Well, it seems like the push is going to start to come in now.
C-stack.
One gets identified to the side there. Dueling Paranoias are going to go out. Expend those.
Should hear two.
And we'll just
Off the Prowler
peel
and
this
the
one back for the
reload.
time being here. Meanwhile, business is being done over toward
Ooh.
B site. Taco's needing to back away. No, that's just vicious. But I love the gumption there to just try and go for that. Meanwhile,
Celsius has alert.
Celsius on the flank here. Might actually get one. Can't get the second. That is going to
Celsius
feed a gun
panicked.
to David, which is not an individual you want to give a gun to in this situation.
Yeah, if I'm Bestia here, if I'm not getting another pick, I'm saving that operator for the next round.
And the neural theft. Completely forgot about that, but
Jesus,
Jack is cool
please
with it.
save
He
him.
gets 2. Leaves Chuizin and Lost, and
They
while Lost does have that op,
whoa.
they're going to find out
Vic
about
and
it now.
Celsius are whiffing.
Does he even opt to go in there?
I mean, Celsius
Doesn't
did
even
get
really feel
one,
like
but
that's
like,
going to be the case, and instead Fireball's going to get a
feels
peek.
like they're
So
panicked.
that's going to be Fireball just
And they
kicking
lose
out
the
the
op.
op that got absolutely no value out of the round. They just spent $5,000
and
and donated
Fireball
it.
Ops is gonna try to hold it.
That op was actually really necessary for that next
And
round for
Chuizin.
Bestia.
I mean, that's just, they spent way too much money on that thing
Does it
and got nothing.
And they've
Carry it
also
over.
given it to C9 now.
Yeah.
They're enabling a lot of those peaks, able early in the round
What
to
charity?
get that long line. It is a nice charity there. These shots from Jack, kind of nasty, but
Yeah.
C9, they're doing a good job at speeding up, then slowing down. Getting that information and just being able to execute off of it.
He just wanted a high five, guys. He was waiting for it.
I do that too every
Yeah.
time I high five.
It's just like, ah.
Yeah, people don't ask me for high fives anymore.
That's fair. I stopped a while ago. Wait a minute, you're backing up.
Oh, saw the.
Needs to be
Clearly
good
saw
with
his
the
leg.
op. He hasn't really seen much out of him with that weapon this game. So it's nice that he starts things off with a good kill onto the IGL Mauser. And then you have Loss. Let's not forget about him over toward the Bestia side. Does have that dimensional drift. So could look to maybe try and use that for the retake potentially.
Yeah.
But here comes C9 now.
But look at all this map space that Bestia have. They know that no players are here towards A, but the rotates are going to be a
Yep,
little bit
but they
slower.
are
Only
in a
2
man
players on this
disadvantage.
C side to be able to stop this execute.
And that's what I was going to say. I figured that it was going to go over to Zelsis, who gets the Viper Pit.
Yeah, that's going to be their winning condition for the post plan as well, getting that pit down.
There it is. He gets activated now. Players are going to move over to the right side of the map. Lost, though. He's been
Lost
so
gets one,
nasty this
gets out.
entire game. He gets himself 1 kill like it's nothing and then gets out
And
of dodge.
C9 are
Spike,
about to
though,
get
does manage
pinched.
to go down for C9.
The spike's actually planted outside of the pit. Lost is going
Spot
to
the
get all that
Viper.
information with the Yoru ult.
He's actually tagging him and he's just shooting. He's just saying, hey guys, shoot over here. And that's exactly how it worked out. But Jack,
Yeah,
he
that's
gets
so
his 1.
bad.
It doesn't matter. That is a Bestia pickup yet again. And they look good. This is a scary position for C9, but an incredible confidence boost for BESTIA, because I think everyone, except for Dryad, had written them off in this game.
Yoru being such a good counter pick for that Viper, being such a good counter pick as well for the Vice. It feels like the way that they're playing this Yoru here for BESTIA has been phenomenal. It's countered a lot of C9's plays and a lot of their utility, and it's been one of the main reasons why they're getting that information.
Should have been C9's round, but they lost round control.
But now lost. He gets that operator back online. He's able to get that deep line
they
towards
got pinched from all directions.
3 ults on the side of C9 here after spending that Viper's pit.
Yeah, I mean, you spent so much
can do that in a Viper's
for
pit.
that op the last time. Are you going to be able to use it this time around? An absurd amount to just donate. So
looks like a straight
we'll
B hit.
As Oxy
Oxy's going to die for
He's not
free.
going to give any speed. Wait a minute, though. They even watched a player that was immediately to his left. Taco ends up getting the kill. That's going to stop that fast lane. That's going to stop that push. And then Loss, he gets the benefit. What a nasty shot onto Zelsis.
What a shot.
This is all falling apart, Athena.
This is insane. 3 of these players from C9 grouping up towards Mound. They have nowhere else to go. No more map space, and they're going to run into this site for
site. Looks like BESTIA's map.
And David's ready for it. He's wise to it, and he gets himself one. 2 players left now. They don't have anyone on the other side of the map.
You can tell that C9 doesn't feel comfortable on this map.
And Vic's going to have to get this one
They're
down.
now going into...
She will. But Fireball,
Bro,
he wanted to get that more
pre-aim.
forward position to try and see if he could pick up, but he does not. And instead it's going to be all up to Vic here. Else this is the 12th for BESTIA. Vic, he's going to get tagged. He gets bagged, and that is going to be the 12th round locked in for the Chilenos +1 Brazilian. Let's see if they can close this one out.
C9 falling into this trap that they fell into before, where they start sending Oxy alone onto a site. No one's able to trade him. No bodies close enough to be able to get any pressure or relieve any pressure from him. This was so unfortunate, not clearing that close angle, but also being alone. And this flick, look at this. Oh my. That is
like
nasty.
I was like, hello. And then it just got...
Is that the noise that Whack-A-Mole makes?
When I used to play back in the black and white days, that's typically how it was.
Yeah, because you're old. Going into this round, though, Lost. He still has that operator online. He changed it up a little bit because they actually have 4 players now towards this site. I think they're a little bit worried about some sort of rush, some sort of eco rush. But C9 actually managing to get their economy online. They still have those rifles across the board. Not overextending, just working once again. Zelsis trying to get an insert.
Nade sees.
I like this too from BESTIA, opening the door,
gets a kill.
The action, but Taco pushes through. They lose a player in the process, but the nade ends up getting a target, so 1 for 1.
The season nade combo getting in the value, but now the rest of C9 is speeding up onto the C side where David's not even there.
Oxy clear the
they're just going to wait for the retake, it seems.
He doesn't. No spam.
And they'll get this one for free.
There's already 4 here.
Got a couple opportunities here, and mostly it's going to be predicated on Chubizine's Nightfall, which he should be activating at a moment's notice.
And
meanwhile,
Lost
wait a
focus on
minute,
the
that's a kill
sideline.
that is going to be felt there. They're going to lose Loss
That's
on this
a
retake.
miscoordination. I really don't like that. If I could
been good so
pause,
far, but it doesn't matter.
I
Now it's up to the IGL Melzer. He's going up against Jack and Fireball, the 2 good rifles on this team. Melzer has a chance to be the hero of the team.
Big
Shut the game
jumping
down here
into
now.
Oxy's
Win it
lane,
13-7.
and Oxy
He's
takes
got
a
to deal
solo
with
fight
2 of
with no
Cloud9's
trade,
best and brightest.
rather than
New
them both
voices
just
on this
swinging
roster.
together.
Is
Or
Melzer
at least
finding
waiting for the
angle?
blind.
Finds 1. He can't get the second. Fireball's
good
there. Gets
spacing.
his 3rd, and that's going to push C9 forward. But man, that got nervous. That got dicey there for a minute.
I mean, C9, really good proactivity. They knew they had to use that Vice ult to get a lot of that map control pushing towards spawn. It was really well played and looked a little bit dire after this first couple kills. Loss actually holding an off angle that didn't work out for him. He didn't see Vic creeping up on his screen. And Fireball, of course, with the 3K.
Yeah.
Closing out the round for them.
That's the guy in that situation that you want, right?
The birthday boy.
The birthday boy, but you need him because he's been brought onto this team to be that consistent rifler for them, and he has been doing a brilliant job of that so far.
C9 actually playing all the way back because they're scared of that showstopper. They've seen Taco push
have no way of getting out.
Boom! Manages to get Oxy.
They literally just baited
dangerous.
Oxy.
That's bad.
They literally baited Oxy. They knew
player that you lose out there,
that
and now you gotta
Zokozilla
drop one of those
had
guns, pick up
Razor,
the op, and see
and
if
they
you can
had
get
no
something
escape
going
plan.
here, and that is gonna prompt some movement here for BESTIA as well. They ain't gonna give him anything. They don't have to move anymore.
They're absolutely abusing Oxy, punishing him everywhere he's gone. and absolutely shutting him down. This is rough for C9. Their best player struggling against this.
Something I want to bring light to is, you know, in some of the last games that we saw from Oxy, I mean, this guy was pumping out 20+ kills per game. This time around, he's just been shut down.
But Chewy's is in this corner, gets cleared.
And
Melzer gets himself 3 kills from that exchange. Wait a minute. It's all coming down to the IGL. It's down to Zelsis. He gets himself the spike. He's got to go grab that thing, but he can't do it. He can't grab it.
GG.
Not yet. He's got to lock in. He does manage, so he does secure that spike. He's waiting for that player to challenge through the door. And he's going to slow this one down.
Right.
A little bit scary because the 2 members of BESTIA have split up. They're not in a crossfire.
Has no other util besides this wall.
It's David.
Yes, Spike.
He's
you
been
can
good
go
so far this series.
13
Reliable hand
seconds.
here. You only got a couple seconds left.
Oh,
he's gonna get
free kill.
Oh, he got him before he popped. Oh, no, he was able to pop the neural theft. But that is going to mean Lost drops down. He doesn't have a lot of time to work with, and he does
right on timing.
And that is it. As BESTIA manage to lock down their first map win here on the VCT stage against Cloud9. And they do it with the Fury alone from Lost, who let his presence be felt that game.
BESTIA jumping over those nerves that they had from that first game to absolutely shut it down. It felt like their game plan was so solid, and the reads were really well done by Melzer in those mid rounds. Really impressive on both sides, but for C9, struggling on that defense was the biggest problem here.
Oh, without a doubt. Question was whether or not this BESTIA team would be able to find success on maps that weren't Breeze. It was a map that was very, very good for them. A similar story to their opponents in Cloud9, but they answered that question without a doubt and proved that they do have the depth to be able to hang here at T1 because they have the talent to do it.
This is phenomenal for BESTIA, the way that they're playing, the comp, being able to utilize Yoru and get so much value out of him. It's really nice to see, especially on a player like Lost, able to pick up that operator, able to call a lot of those rotates as well for himself. It's just really nice.
Incredible plays across the board. Takolia and the boys are looking good so far, up 1-0. Can they close it out? You don't want to miss it. This is VCT Americas.
All right. In the meantime, we can actually we'll have this. We'll have this in the background. How we doing, chat? Right now it's C9 versus BESTIA, and then we got the banger G2 versus M80. Banger. Banger. Right now I'm going based off. I don't think C9 is a good Lotus team, and so I think that's pretty targeted from BESTIA. When it comes to their next maps, which is, let me check real quick. Their next maps, Breeze, which C9 is good on. Unless Oxy has an off day, then they lose that map. But going into split, it's anybody's game. And then in the next game, bro, I don't know. I don't know who to choose. G2 versus M80. That one's a hard pick. I think G2. Because M80, I feel like they have the pressure. Even though G2 have theoretically the most pressure, they are going up technically against a top 5 Americas team. I mean, at one point, top 1 Americas team. And so to say players like Bonnie, players like Alvin that haven't faced G2 already, that's gonna be a lot of pressure, especially on the lower bracket where it's do or die. Bets for M80, it could be a big boost. It can be a big boost in confidence if they beat G2. Whereas G2, they're more than likely going to be able to make champs. Especially as long as Lev or Energy make top 2. And in this case, I think tomorrow we have Sen Crew and then Fluff Show and 2G. Right? Let me double check.
I'm here with Coach Phonics. Incredible map 1 in this series. What are you telling the team to make sure you can close that out on the map 2 and take the win?
Nada, basicamente fue un buen Lotus, estudiamos a ellos, igual los equipos jugaron los chicos jugaron.
So tomorrow we have Sentinels.
Para este segundo mapa, básicamente vamos a tener un poco más de calma.
Sentinels 2G. Oh, sorry. I said Sentinels 2G, or I said Sentinels Crew. I meant Sentinels 2G. And then it's Crew versus
this was an incredible Lotus map. The boys played wonderfully. For the second map, I will tell the boys to just play with a little calm and just keep playing our game. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Good luck. Thank you.
And then,
well, for the second match in a row, Bestia come out swinging.
But damn, in the morning we have Team Liquid Foot
against a VCT squad,
Team
taking
Vitality
down Cloud9
Enterprise.
on
That's gonna be a good one.
Start this one off, and it looked like a dominant scoreline in the end for Bestia. But Christy, I don't think that tells the story of this game and how messy and how close so many of these rounds were.
Not at all. And I want to preface this by saying this is going to sound like I'm coping for Cloud9, but I promise you I'm incredibly disappointed by them. This is a team that comes in, loses both pistol rounds on each half and the follow-up round to Bestia. So now you're getting snowballed against. You lose the bonus round to a Taco ace in the second half, and C9 consistently doing poor jobs at converting numbers advantage. They even have a 5v2 situation early on in the first half that nearly slips away. The amount of times C9 were straight up winning rounds and it got ripped away from them was way too high, and then they're forced onto eco rounds. It was nasty.
This is exactly what happens with Cloud9 when they're going against a team that can match that tempo, that messy playstyle, sometimes for the execute. This is exactly the way that Bestia has been playing for quite some time. And you see it also in a way that there was a back and forth into that first half, even if they had lost the pistol. But towards the end, I just think it came down to the individuals. The more rounds that happened, the more mental games, the messier it felt like it got.
Yeah, it really did. I think the rounds even on the side of Bestia too, I'm thinking of where they buy 4 sheriffs and an operator, lose that gun. I thought that was going to open the road for a C9 comeback, but in the end, they still turned back around and closed that map out.
Yeah, and I think on important rounds where Lost had the operator in hand and was able to pick them apart when C9 are playing slow and not playing together, completely devastated them.
But it wasn't all negative. Bestia, they came out to this early lead, and Dan, I know you were impressed by the game planning from them early on.
Yeah, I was really impressed by some of the calling as well coming from Melser. I think he had some great ideas on the attack side. The way that he was calling this map was reminding me of what Sadak was doing towards the beginning of stage 1 with Crew, with this really slow, let's get information around the map, and let's go for that side hit when there's 30 seconds remaining. Obviously, there's a massive risk that they were taking with this, that the more rounds that you see into that first half, the more that you see Cloud9 ready for that fight as time is running out. But I still think there were some great ideas around even the way that they wanted to play with the operator on attack. Yeah, some of them are a little silly, like the one operator with everybody else saving, but others where you're going to have your 2 duelists entering into that site, and Melser's holding that operator, trying to hold that lane towards Mount. Those are great ideas, and not a lot of teams are doing.
Yeah, it was really nice to get things kicking off. And it's just cool to see Melser back in general, that player that for so many years was one of the crowning names for Latin America here in VCT Americas.
Yeah,
but having to run all the way back, lead this team
of
some returning faces, some new ones to VCT Americas. And now here being a map away from eliminating the first tier 1 team in this competition to possibly go home.
and to do it against the most classic team to drop out early of a postseason as well with C9 on the other side.
Yeah, C9 are not beating the
from them now
allegations.
is a distinct answer to Oxy as we move
the
ahead into Breeze. Bestia were in the
allegations.
same position just last week, right, where they win the first map.
Yeah.
It looks dominant, and then they got brutalized by Crew. It's not going to get any easier as we move into C9's best map.
But also something that Phoenix said during that first coach interview that we got the chance to hear was that they studied a lot of that Lotus and that Breeze for Cloud9. So I want to see how that's going to play out.
Oh yeah.
If there's a read for
And
what Cloud9 is going to be
Bestia
doing
has
or
a
what
really
Oxy
good
is going to
Breeze.
be
I
doing.
forgot
This
about
has
that.
been the map for Oxy. You can see his stats here the last time they played Breeze. But Chrissy, it was exactly the same for Lost. This was that map you're talking about, where Bestia came out quickly and looked excellent against Crew.
And there's a few keys to look at here. The number one is going to be, and Lost was actually playing the Jet previously on Breeze. I know his most plays in Neon, but the Jet was in there. The biggest thing is early rounds. Who's winning pistol round? If you win pistol round, you're getting your op online for round 3 or round 4. That's priority number one for these two teams. The other one is solving the early fights, having the proper utility when you are on the attack side to clear away the defense off.
Sure.
Oxy is still a threat on attack, but both of these guys are going to crush you on the defense.
Well, Coach Veer has a tough task ahead of him, facing down the barrel of possibly being the first VCT team out of this competition. Let's hear his thoughts going into Breeze.
I'm here with Coach Veer. I know map 1 didn't quite go your way, but what's the biggest takeaway from that to make sure you can get this win on map 2? Or are you just looking at it with like a fresh slate?
Yeah, biggest takeaway is that we've been here before. Last week against Fluxo, same exact map, same exact result in the first map. We just got to be resilient. Same thing I told him last week. Worst thing we can do after we've lost first map is then to let us affect us.
And the
with
zoom
next
in,
two.
pretty
so
dramatic.
We're just going to keep going in, fresh mind, fresh slate. We got our good maps, so we're going to go into it very confident and just not let the first map affect us.
I mean, I'm hoping for getting to that map 3, so good luck.
So C9 on, I believe it, is it the defender side or the attack side?
Welcome back, everyone, to
The
VCT
defender
Americas.
side. Their attack is pretty
We're
good.
into our second map here between Bestia and Cloud9.
And
If you're
at
just
the
joining
same
us,
time,
Bestia, a team of Chilenos and one Brazilian in loss, managed to be able to pull off a massive win on Lotus against C9. But now, if you're a C9 fan,
has a pretty good
you gotta be
defender
feeling
side.
pretty good.
And so
because
that's the
your next
matchup
two
to
maps,
watch.
oh, baby, that's your bread and butter. It's Breeze and Split.
This is a really important map here for C9, probably one of their best performing maps, especially when you're looking at players like Oxy on that Neon. He has been absolutely lights out on a map like Breeze. He got shut down in that first game. Bestia doing a really good job doing their homework, making sure they're watching those VODs and understanding his tendencies. And now into Breeze. I mean, C9, they have such a good hold onto this map. Just last week, they absolutely slammed EG 13-6.
Yep.
It's looking good for them.
But you know who also is good on this map? Their opponents in Bestia, because they slammed Crew 13-3 when they played against them. Now, interesting things to note here is that typically in the past, you would see Lost maybe opt to use that Phoenix, and they would lean more into that. But they got something out of that Crew game with the Jet Neon composition that they really liked. Curious to see how that plays out.
It's crazy how VCT teams type in chat
playing the double controller on the side of C9 and the double duelist
they don't reveal anything in their
comms. The only
comms.
thing that I think when I'm looking at a map like Breeze, that double
But if you
controller
go
is just
and see
so
some of
more
their
important
comms
because
videos,
of all the util you have to cycle,
the chat
especially
is
when you're thinking about
in
post
there.
plants or retakes, when you have the Viper wall, when you have that Harbor wall as well, it just makes the game a little bit easier.
It's going to be a tough one for sure. But for C9, this resilient team has met many challenges in the past, and so far, I mean, this season
are off the bat
managed to
tempo
go
ace
through a
split.
lot of ups and downs. And
Mid players are just holding.
The season does not end on
they
their
know
best map,
C9's
on the
gonna
map
get
that has
aggressive.
made them the talk of the town.
Oxy
Loss
dead.
seems like
C9
he's
lose.
going to continue on his winning ways. Pick up that first pick onto Oxy of all people.
I mean,
And
C9
BESTIA
doing
cut
this
noise.
walk down mid play, it's something they've done on pistols before.
Yep, and you would think that this is going
It's
to
an
work out
A-hit.
for them, but instead, it's going to be all BESTIA. BESTIA have the reads. They have the
Ooh.
everything lined up that you could possibly ask for
Yeah,
here.
Fireball should live
But it
so
is
that
gonna be a
he can try to
3v3. Who's going to be able to get the
bring in
better
the
of them on this
rotates.
one? It's Lost and Taco, the dueling duelists, working together to be able to take out two players there, leaving
Damn.
the IGL Zelsis all by his lonesome to have to do this. And typically, you'd have a little bit more to work with here in a 1v3, but no. This is going to be very tough. He's got a little bit of a healthy lead here, but instead it's just Taco, clean shots with the Ghosts.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
mean,
wrap.
Jack and Fireball trying to get that crossfire on site, but they were in such spread apart positions that 2v3 on site was almost impossible for them to delay. And again, I mean, this walk down mid here, it's something that C9 has done on multiples of their pistols, and I was kind of hoping they would come up with something new because we talked a little bit about how they've lost a few of their pistols these last recent series. So I'm really hoping to see that creativity come out from them.
I think the thing that gives me a little bit of pause on this C9 loves Breeze narrative is just that, like, every time you ask the C9 guys, they're like, we don't really know. We just like the map. We're just good at the map. So I'm hoping that they figure out what makes
they're
them
really
click.
trying to
And
farm
this is
this
the series for it
Haro.
to do it. But look at the fight that's happening out here, though. Lots
easy
of
kill.
chaos as Elsis and Jack are able to get two
And
kills of their own. That's going to lead
whoa,
things
what
out
is
into an
going
even
on?
kill here. But
What
you
is
got
going on?
Cloud9
The
being
most
battered and
chaotic round I've
bruised.
seen.
Jack,
I mean,
he's only going to have 20 HP, and he's the last one standing. He's going to run right into the loving hands of that
Timing.
Vandal, and the only one that has the Vandal is Lost. The worst person you want if you're C9 to hold this gun. He's going to hold this angle. Challenge me, I
almost had
dare
a timing.
you. And that is the round. Beautifully done by BESTIA.
What an absolute brawl coming in. C9 just full sending it through that Harbor Orb. And honestly, that was a really good round for them because they've punished a lot of those weapons.
Yeah.
They're making sure that this bonus round coming in from BESTIA is not going to be as strong. And now BESTIA just playing back together, making sure they're holding for a lot of those instances. We saw it on Lotus, and playing passive towards this Breeze as well is going to work out for them.
One of the things that I was curious about when it came to how BESTIA were going to play was their attack, because when we saw them play against Crew, they only really got like 4 rounds out. And they were clean rounds, don't get me wrong, but there weren't a lot. So this is showing us that BESTIA, they got great ideas, and they're just not afraid to get scrappy and fight.
Yeah, C9 setting up for a nice mid-trap play. That Neon Stun was already used, but 3 players here, 2 from double doors. They're playing a little bit more retake
There's a
towards that
contested B main, but
information, though,
only get
from
rid
that drone is going to see
of
that
the cam.
BESTIA's just defaulting at this point.
That camera
Oxy thought he got a
certainly
timing.
saved David there, because he was creeping up, and he had 2 players, both Jack and Oxy, in that angle. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, starting to see BESTIA put some work in here. See if they can break through to this A.
Yeah, a lot of good pressure there on elbow.
Opportunity now as Taco makes his way in with the fast lane. We've seen this setup before time and time again. They're going to try and chop up a little bit of this map. See if they can get this spike down now.
Full retake for C9.
That's exactly what BESTIA does on the attack, and you would imagine that C9 would be wise to this one here, but Taco pushes through, and he's able to get that first blood onto Zelsis. He gets a second as well for his effort.
Bro,
Can
this
someone
dude
please
on the
stop this
Guardian
man?
is
Finally, it's
crazy.
going to come in the hands of
And
Fireball
the
Ops.
late insert
2 players left
in
alive.
double door timing.
They have no idea where David is. Thankfully, Fireball Ops
Okay.
is wise to it. He's familiar with it. He knows where those
Should be
lurkers
an
could
easy
potentially
bonus
push forward.
round.
Oh, no! Oh,
Should be an easy bonus round, right?
oh, that
Should
would
be
have
an
been
easy
mad.
bonus round.
Oh, but you're good.
Wow.
You're good, C9 fans. You know, squeaky bum time
Jesus,
there. You're good. You're good.
man.
How devastating would that have been?
That would have been bad. But honestly, if I'm C9 in this position, that was still crazy expensive. That's our first gun round. And we only have the 1 Vandal left. Do we force into this next round?
Quick
or
draw McGraw
do
over
we
there.
struggle?
Man, this guy was just, he lit them up.
Yeah, that was insane. I mean, really nice there from...
One thing you can't argue with BESTIA, the guns are hitting. The shots are hitting. Like, these guys are not missing the shots. Lost it in the last round. Taco with his ace prior. Melzer connecting so much. David and Chubizine have just been so reliable. And now, Lost is going right into this one here. He's like, hey, listen, someone wants to peek mid, I am ready.
Yeah, I mean, C9 has conditioned that mid fight every round now so far, and so he's trying to go for one of these peeks. Manages to tag or not really hit Vic, but the drone's going to come in, spot that. It's just loss alone. 3 of these players set up towards elbow. Looks like they're going to try to do some sort of B split or at least set up for a B execute.
So much you have to go through here, but they do have Harbor ult to try and force back some of that activity, so expect that to maybe get activated here, and there it is. So it's going to force all those players to have to go back into this fight, thus opening up the bomb site here for C9 to be able to get inside, or excuse me, for BESTIA to be able to get inside. Meanwhile, for Fireball Ops, that is a gorgeous camera that gave him a ton of information. What a shock dart is going to drop Lost there, and Fireball Ops, he's waiting for this one out. He knows he's got the help. He's got to go for this challenge around the corner. Sacrifice his body on the line, and no, what is happening? Taco, finally, he's going to fall to the molly. Eventually, someone is going to handle him. 3v1 advantage.
Some of these
C9.
players just live for...
Well, you
dies for the ult.
What a beautiful sight hold there by Fireball and Jack, but now all of a sudden a 1v2 jump spawning just at the wrong moment. Spike is down.
Bro, reloaded.
The clock is ticking.
He has no other choice. He's got to go for the shot here. He can actually do it. Wait a minute. No, that's it. It's done. And a smart play from Vic, too, to just not give himself up in that. He actually ran out of there the moment they realized the situation they were in.
Yeah, I think the most important part of that round was the way that Fireball and Jack were playing towards
Oxy's
that backside, able
this
to
is
delay
bad
for so
signs
long.
for C9
Fireball,
fans.
he was alone, actually, majority of that round, just holding the off-eye angle, not over-peaking, and then Jack coming in with that shock. Super important to get that initial pick onto Taco, but then also just holding, using that dart, then swinging together with his teammate. That was really nice, and these are the small things that C9 tends to do really, really well when it comes to that defensive half.
Yeah, but now they're going to have to deal with 2 big ults here.
Yeah.
For both of the duelists. So first, it's going to be the knives out, and then you're going to hit him with the sizzle fingers.
This aggro play from mid, once again, from C9, but 4 players from BESTIA trying to execute. Maybe not using more than enough than the knives, but they've actually popped both ults here for this Thrifty.
Fast lane gets activated now. They're going to try and force this fight over to the backside. They got to take out the player that's over here. That's the problem first and foremost here. But are the knives going to find the target? No, he whiffs all of them, and he doesn't find any mark. Although Chubizine does get a connection. It's unfortunately not going to be all that much, as that lead will be firmly on the side of C9. A couple of those big ults starting to fly through here. A clean
retake.
removal
Guns against
from the
pistols.
site. And that is C9. Basically, they just ran right into them there.
Yeah, I think BESTIA, they struggled to get those picks using the knives, using the neon ult as well. Their winning condition was to fight forward, to play aggressive through that wall and be able to get some.
And hit the knives.
Hit the knives, get the picks, but the wall came down. They weren't able to get any of those picks, so the turnaround, the value just wasn't
And a different kind of like demand that's being asked of them there too, right? You're an eco, you got to make something happen in this situation. So, you know, you're just going to try and go for the big play, right? And that's exactly how that would have played out. You know, you probably run that back. They do that situation, you know, maybe 5-6 times, and they probably get that every time. It's just a matter of that this time around, C9 had their number.
Yeah, now BESTIA taking a timeout. This makes a lot of sense because you need to put a stop to C9's momentum at this point. 3 rounds straight. The one time that BESTIA did take that mid control, we saw that C9 wasn't actually playing in there. So they actually managed to get mid control once again in that last round on the side of C9, and they were not punished for it. I think here, if I'm BESTIA, I'm really thinking about how hard I want to push on those executes and being able to get Taco and Lost on that same page. They haven't been able to get as many trades as they want on the sides during those executes, using a lot of that utility. And C9's just been shutting them down.
That's what I've been saying.
Maybe the Phoenix would have been really fun for them here, because if the approach is that both of these players are going to run in tandem together, then ideally you'd want that Phoenix to just try and like create a little bit of a more opportunistic fight for the Neon. That being said, you know, this worked out against Crew, so clearly they saw something with this composition they really liked.
Yeah, I also think one of their winning conditions on this roster, on this comp at least, is getting that operator online on Lost. And they haven't been able to snowball the economy to be able to get to that point. So they've just been shut down in that sense. But now C9, they have Vic with that harbor ult, able to retake and play a little bit more passive. And Oxy with that operator holding this crossfire towards mid.
Yeah, he's going to just play this one out, and he will get a target in a second here. Oh, he saw a gun. He's going to go for it. He's going to go for it.
Two.
Give it to him. That's one.
Pop ult.
Maybe another one, too. Actually, he's going to hit him with
stunned.
the fingies instead.
No,
he does not get the third. And actually, Melzer is going to get the better of him in that exchange. That's going to force these two players to just play their angles here in the back. They're not going to do a little too much now in C9.
BESTIA slowing this round down, able to use that operator to try to get a pick here on Melzer. He has that spike towards mid doors, but C9 doing a good job at not giving them any of this.
Melzer, one of the 3 ops on this team. At any point in time, they'll rotate it between Loss, Taco, Melzer. It's one of their advantages that they have so many options. How the hell did that happen? Didn't see where that one came from. Okay, that worked out great for BESTIA. They're going to get themselves on to the site, put that spike down. A lot of pressure here onto Tacolia. He's got to bail out of this one, get back to his teammate, work with him. There goes the Harbor Ult on the other side, and it's Celsius connecting onto Taco, who's rotating toward Chubizine. You can see where that spike is located. Celsius, the reads are there, and really at this point now, it's just a matter of just surrounding where this guy is. Chubizine handling business. And off of that timeout, you would hope to see something a little bit different out of this BESTIA lineup there, Athena, but instead it's another C9 win.
Yeah, they're just trying to go for that split, but they weren't expecting Oxy to be set up towards that mid doors. No. They didn't really have the util either. I think they're planning on droning there, but the stun came in early. The pick on loss by Oxy as well. Just seeing that barrel was so important. This one right here, and the trades just weren't there either. Oxy with a phenomenal neon stun to actually get both those players, so there was no follow-up.
Oh, that was that kill.
And Taco just trying to go aggressive. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense, but I'm really looking at Celsius here because he has that Viper's Pit. So far, his lurks, his rotations on this defense side has been really nice. And they've been known to use this Viper's Pit on those retakes, making sure they're able to hold that site down. But he's not going to use it early. Op v op though, Loss and Oxy.
Gets no value because of the cove.
We were talking earlier about wanting to see BESTIA get those ops online, and here we go. Opportunity here for Loss. Meanwhile, as we kind of see what the rest of BESTIA are looking to inch out toward, feels like that A site is what they want to favor.
Yeah,
they will be running right into that Viper.
They've been setting up that Cypher cam towards elbow every round and not really getting punished or not getting any value out of it because C9, again, so disciplined, just holding back. Feels like they can't catch them on this mid aggression, but they're actually going to go towards the A site where Zelsis has that Viper's Pit to delay for so long. Melzer with the Hunter's Fury, though.
I think C9 should start.
What he does here. I think if he gets at least one, he'll go for the activation, but he's going to back away out of this. He needs some help ASAP. Vic is there to back him up. Hunter's Fury is going to get activated in turn, and you got Taco just all up in the business of C9 backside, and he's handling it. Now Oxy.
They got a dart.
He's going to get revealed.
Almost missed his time.
Cannot find a connection onto David, who just activated that neural theft. So they know exactly where these 3 players are going to be located. And BESTIA wise enough, they're going to back away. Spike is going to be planned for them too. They have a little bit of an angle to work with now. Lot on Tacolia here. Does he get this kill? Sees one behind the double stack box. Can't get this first, but his teammate's there to back him up. Just as I say that, it's down now to Fireball Ops. What can the birthday boy do? No, he can't do anything as David will get the better
could be C9 season.
From his Sentinel compatriot. He'll take him out there, and that is just going to be a much desperately needed round from BESTIA, Athena.
This was really good. The util usage to get that scan onto Vic with the timing of the aggression onto site was beautiful from BESTIA. Vic had the chance to either swing and help his teammate Zelsis fight for that back site or to break that dart. Obviously, he chose that first option, getting that initial pick, but was unable to get more than that. But we're still looking at Zelsis here with this pit to put it down towards this B main. Lots of really good info, good positioning as well. And then Oxy.
It speaks really well, Athena, of C9 that they went into that last round with the pit. Didn't really need to spend it. Like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You know, they gave up a round. But at the end of the day, right, they're going to be able to set up for this next one. And they're thinking a couple steps ahead, which is huge for them.
Yeah, and look at this map control. Once again, Oxy pushed all the way down mid. Has this cross. He's a little bit scared of elbow. But all 4 players from BESTIA on this A side again. It seems like in that timeout, they were like, just go A. Just keep hitting A.
I think they felt like there was a weakness there that they can exploit. But in turn, it ended up being
Is the map over? Is the
C9
map
with some good
over?
adjustments. And Taco, he
Is the
just
map
is so
over?
good at picking up one random kill that will just change the complexion of a round.
Yeah, getting the pick onto that anchor there is so important. And here, re-aggression from C9 to try to find this lurker towards mid.
David has a lot of work to do here. First Vic, and then he's going to deal with these other players. But he's hearing it, and he knows now. You heard at the very least 2 footsteps that were going to be moving around, clanging and banging over there on that mid side of the map. So that is going to give at least some indication, hey, focus mid. Be ready for this mid push. You got 3 players now starting to make their way through there. Zelsis on the flank as well. They're going to try and chop up the site here, C9, as they have done before with that retake. But Taco Leah inserts himself in a great spot. Vic is there for the punish, though. Takes him out, handles business. Meanwhile, Chubizine, he's been lights out so far this series, but no!
And they close it out.
One was there
hardly
to
losing these guns.
And even though they get the kills, it would all be for naught because they don't get the round.
C9 are just losing all their gunfights.
A little bit of a messy post
in close
plant
range
from Bestia, unable to get past that wall and help Taco on site, thinking that that Harbor Molly was going to be enough to get them off that defuse, but it did not work. That first initial pick was rough. I really like the proactivity though from C9, walking towards mid, knowing that there's a lurker out there somewhere, equalizing those numbers. They really enabled this round to win for them. That's kind of what I was talking about, GB, with the double controller, is that wall, being able to retake, having a lot of that util that's very cyclable to get onto site.
So much vision blocking that it just creates that where are they moment in the mind, you second guess, and then from there you strike. And so far, C9, they have been striking well. They get themselves 5 rounds.
Bestia have been conditioning this elbow take as well, but now all 4 players, all 5 players towards the site about to execute.
Big push starting to come in here, right from the mid side of the map here, or rather mid side of B.
Timing.
Surrounded now is going to be Bestia
and
all
Vic
around
just revealed his
C9,
position.
and they're getting the kills. But just as I say that, Zelsis, he tries to squeak one out for himself. It does not work out. Meanwhile, on the flank, look at where David is. He just has this thing wrapped up. If anyone tries to move around the map, he will punish them just like that. Vic knows now he's going to have to handle this player before he tries to move forward. And if he does not, it will be all for naught. And it doesn't freaking matter because David is there yet again, clean as hell.
Bestia, really nice to show that they've put that pressure towards A 3 rounds in a row. They've taken elbow for free almost every single time as well. They've conditioned it so they know now they can go towards that elbow. They can go towards that B site. They're going to have more reinforcements towards A, and it played out really well for the team of Bestia. Now we're looking at them working this map a little bit more, conditioning a lot. They have that op online on loss, still able to get a lot of those picks, forcing C9 on this Thrifty.
Yep, and that will prompt some movement over here toward the mid, which, as we heard previously, has been an area that this Bestia team
weak side is A.
Job of just making sure that they get presence there. As it stands, though, it will be just a slow start because at this point, Bestia, they don't need to give anything to C9. The onus is on C9 to have to make something happen here.
Okay, C9 are about to mid-walk.
Yeah, I mean, why would they? C9 have been so aggressive on their Thrifties now. They're just holding back.
They just go into elbow.
And taking it slow, not being scared
They're about
to
to
use
clear
that
this
util just so they don't get caught
Cypher
off guard.
cam, maybe there's a timing. Oh, they just cleared
all
it.
the way down elbow.
They just spotted
Harbor Cove going to give some sort of information.
They know
you
he's here by
immediately
himself.
see all 4 players of Bestia moving towards
They could
that
crunch on this
They
player.
know he's here by himself, and they want to take him out. They want to handle this one, but Melzer's there to back his teammate up. He gets the shot loss. Is he not going to say
no, this dude on the op is nasty.
I give you all the credit in the world,
This
but
dude
you
on
want
the
to get
op
this
is
dude
nasty.
out of the window. It ain't going to happen, bro. No, okay, well, let's relax there for a minute, Papa. You don't want to hit that one up top. Oh, my God. That's another beautiful shot there. Yeah, it's an eco, but I want to enjoy every minute of it. This guy has been just lights out with the snipe. It has been nonstop. He's also been good with the rifle. He's been good in every instance they could ask of him.
It feels like Losser is just going absolute beast mode with that operator. Not even needing that much help. Melzer getting that shot from all the way in spawn and falling back to help his team go towards that A site. Being able to hold his own for so long is actually phenomenal.
What a 4K.
4 kills. We love the eco frags for him, but it was just crazy to see how far.
Put so many bodies to get him.
Yeah.
Because they knew, like, hey, this guy's by himself. So if we could get this up, that'd be sick. Let's just go ahead and do that.
I think that punish was really nice. It feels like they knew that something like that was going to happen from that round from C9.
Fireball his face. I know, brother. I know. That's a frustrating one to die from.
If I'm C9, though, I'm taking attack here because I need to talk about this gun round. Make sure that we're really investing into it, knowing how to use these 2 ults that we have online. The Vic Harbor ult is super important for those retakes, or at least for their delays. And honestly, BESTIA, they started working the map a lot more. They're able to get a lot of those picks, able to get Taco up, like you said, to get that initial pick on a player just supposed to be anchoring on site.
I think that there was so much hype coming into this about C9's Breeze, what they were capable of, and for good reason, because it is a good map for them. But, you know, you forgot about BESTIA. And BESTIA also really enjoyed this map. It has been pretty much a go-to for them in all of the LATAM matches that they played.
I mean, they have
We're
7 wins,
reach
3 losses
the second half, which
map.
is probably
7
the most
wins.
important.
That's a lot of
this
them.
is where
at least beginning
C9's
from May.
attack side
so
is
really
great, and BESTIA's defense side is really great.
The VODs. And I think, let's be real, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The biggest issue is Oxy's being punished.
And Oxy's not having
really,
a good game.
You know, this is where
Bro was
a lot of people were questioning what's
something
going on
at one
with
point.
C9
Bro was 4 and
Oxy
10.
isn't going forward. But
what is going on, Oxy? Wake up, Oxy,
this
wake
guy's able
up.
to pick up a lot of kills on that lurk, or just on that flank in general, but hasn't really been the case here today, at least for Oxy.
Yeah, we're seeing them actually change up C9, their default setup on the defensive side, setting Oxy up towards that mid doors again. It's where they found success, but they're going to meet a fast-splitting BESTIA.
Here we go. Taco's now trying to get into the action as fast as he possibly could. The stun, the fast lane's going to get activated. Oxy wants to get into the fight here, but he won't be able to find much.
C9, patience.
He does get some intel,
They do bait.
And that's just going to
the
chop
harbor
up
wall.
that. They lose out on the wall, too, so they spend a
about to
whole
take some
bunch
space
of things for a whole
in top
lot of
mid.
nothing.
BESTIA slowing down, pivoting. They did this so well on that first map of
Drone
Lotus.
just sees Oxy.
Denying the information, getting caught in that mid, but they're just going to hold and commit to this B split, it seems.
I mean, there's a weird set of
Very
traps.
well be the case.
There's a
There goes
Cypher
the
cam
chop
on
up,
A.
So, goodbye. You're out of the fight
And
here, Jack.
Oxy
Maybe
go
you can
kill.
try again later, and there goes
Oxy
the
go
wall
kill.
as well. So just to try and give C9 a little bit of something to work with now. Taco gets that slide
See,
in there.
there's
Could
two
potentially
there,
cause a problem, but they
bro.
want to watch out on this cross. Melzer is able to pick up Zelsis on the side. That recon could be devastating if they're not careful, because that's going to give at least a little bit of intel as to where these players are going to be located. And here comes the flank and the retake opportunity for C9.
C9, they have that
Oxy
harbor
go kill.
ult to retake with. It's going to be really integral to
Oh,
this round.
that was
The
big.
loss yet again is there, and that was another one that they would have liked, that neural theft to be able to work with. Hey, you
let's
want to
just-
have
let's
that
just go to
harbor
the
ult
next
to
round.
retake
Let's go
this
to the
one?
next round.
Not going to happen today. It's just Jack and Shaq.
Oh, gets skewered.
Oh my God! Please,
Bro gets skewered.
somebody stop this man! Please.
Wow.
He was on the academy team? Deadass, he was on the academy team? That's crazy. This guy's having a field day out there.
Bro said deadass.
Not only are they shutting down Oxy as a team, Lost is just shutting down the rest of the team as well.
Ooh.
Being able to get so many of these beautiful picks, it feels like this is the main reason that they're winning
I
out
want
on
to
a
be
lot
him
of
when I
these
grow
rounds.
up. I want to be him when I grow up.
Yeah?
That's what I want. Look how cool he is. See how cool he is, Athena? You got to be cool in those moments. This guy's unbelievable.
Another mid default here for BESTIA. Trying to just chill, set up that loss operator to get some sort of pick. Jack using this drone really early. Going back to that last round though, GB, I was looking at C9 to be able to flood. There were 4 players ready there to help Zelsis.
Yeah,
but
super
they just
hesitant
hesitated.
from
They struggled
C9.
and could not come out onto site.
Crazy was just the chop up of
Yeah.
the site with the
I
harbor,
mean,
and that was all you needed.
C9 is a little
Enough to get them
proactive. They
hesitate.
clear.
And C9, they've always been
They
this
go
team that's
and try to
been
clear
so
a
good when
main
it comes to groups, almost always
during
making that playoffs
that
whenever they
mid-round.
need to. And now they're in the situation where it's a little bit scary.
Well, C9, they need this round.
They have a read on the
They need this round
situation.
like a fish
Is it
needs
another
water.
team that's scared of
Because
them
if they don't get this,
Easy
this could
kill
be
for
really,
Oxy.
really problematic for them going 7-5.
But
This
no
is
util,
pretty much
no
what happened to
stun,
them
no
on
nothing.
Lotus, but so far so good. Things start off
Oxy
great for
on the
Oxy.
Guardian.
The point man's getting in there. He's
Bro
trying
has
to get in
ult.
the
He needs
action.
to
He's got
live.
himself a good gun to be able to work with as well, but he does not have the health to be able to fight this one out. Might just go and say screw it and pop it for the retake for the, hit him with the sizzles.
Yeah,
Hit him
that was
with
a
the
really
sizzles.
good pick too from Oxy because it enabled the neural theft from Fireball to be able to get all that information. But 3
and
players
Zeus is
heading
gonna
towards
hear
the B
this.
side. Zeus is in such a good spot.
Did they clear
And
him?
he gets the tag. Looks for one. Oh, but right around
Molly
the
gonna
corner,
do
shot in the
nothing,
body. He's
bruv.
able to get the connect.
Molly gonna do nothing, bro.
Spike down.
They don't care about the Molly. They
Now
don't
it's up
care
to
about the
Jimmy Z
Molly.
here. He's got David rounding out the rear, but he's going to get isolated, and he gets
Stand down, tag.
destroyed. Nothing he
If
could do
David
there.
wins this-
It boils down to David. There goes the Hunter's Fury. They're just shooting it all right now. Where is this guy? Zap him, blast him with a bow and arrow, shoot him with a gun. hit
Why
him
are
with
they
a knife.
pathing
I
all
don't
to the
know.
same side? Why are they pathing all to the same side? No way! Why aren't they crunching on the player? Everybody said swing right, and everybody died. Bro, this doesn't make any sense. This Spanosaur.
Zip it up. Are you kidding me?
Are you serious?
Bro, it's time to go home,
HP on
C9.
him.
That's an ace and a Red Bull clutch, and a
Bro, they
Sequel
pretty
God
much
knows
almost
what, and
line up. Bro,
Horizon,
it's
whoever
1
the hell, like, it's unreal.
HP. Oxy
cannot
dies, we lose the
believe
round.
that he
Oxy
just
dies, we
pulled off
lose the damn round.
that load of crap. And that was beautiful.
What an insane
Wow,
way
man.
to end the half.
Holy moly. A tough situation for C9 to find themselves in as they're down 7-5 after some heroics by David. We'll find out how BESTIA can close this out or if C9 bounce back.
C9 disband. C9 disband. Right now. Just FF. Okay, you didn't. Alright, let's say I'm wrong. Let's say I'm wrong. That triple sync most of the time works. But how the hell do 3 people miss their shots? How are they not organizing it as a team and they just all whip their shots? There's no way. They're playing against a tier 2 team and they're looking like tier 2.
It is a very special day. It is Fireball Op's birthday. Happy birthday! Any special birthday wishes?
I'm a little superstitious. I don't really want to say, but I'll say it. A nice team win. A nice team win. Keep it simple.
All right, let's hope.
Bro, what a
Welcome
bad
back to
start to
VCT
this
Americas.
series.
BESTIA is up.
They want to make it to map 3, they have
7-5,
to have
and
a
if you
strong
are a
attack
Cloud9
side.
fan right now, you're probably
And
sweating
BESTIA
a
is
few
really good
bullets
at the defender
because
side.
this is the map. It's Breeze. You look at the scoreline, you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, this was the same scoreline from Lotus. What's going on here? Well, what's going on is that this BESTIA team is taking it to Cloud9
Yeah.
thanks to David, thanks
It
to
is
the heroics from
not
Loss. It's been unreal.
been good.
The scoreline is
Has
one
C9
thing,
had
but the
any
more
momentum
important
in
one
this series?
is Oxy 6-12
Yeah.
here. He's been
They're just constantly on the back
absolutely shut
foot.
down this whole game. I'm
And
really looking at
Oxy
him
is
to
0.5.
step up on this attack half. It's where he's been shining the most. And I think
Not
if
even
they
a
want to
1
get that
KD.
birthday present over to Fireball Ops,
On
they
a map
need
that
to
he's
lock
supposed
in
to
and get
go
this pistol.
Yeah, pressure's
30
on
on.
here for sure. And here we go. Normal as always,
Surely.
making away in, using that Viper wall to just
Surely.
give themselves something to
Spam?
work with now. It's going to have to prompt Loss to just go back.
No way.
He's good
They
for
ain't gonna
this.
take backside
no one's really going to
space.
put much pressure on him here, and it is insane how Loss just plays with such confidence in these moments. He could just back up.
And the
knows that his
time
team
is going to get to
gonna come through and
C9. They
house
may
back.
lose a
But now
round
they
off.
have the cyclable utility
of
on
this
that
time that
Viper
they're
wall.
pausing.
They're pausing on the side of C9, knowing that they don't have to plant right away. But it's looking a little bit more like hesitation at this point. 4 players on the side of A.
Everybody is on the safe
side
side.
if they want to.
Okay, the shielding goes out for the Cove wall, and the C9 able to get 2.
And I'll be happy to eat my words. I'll be happy to eat my words. But if they lose this round and this one before,
bring this one home,
I may just have to turn off stream.
I'm not going to count anyone out because we literally
I
just
may have to
watched
turn
an
off
ace
stream
happen
if they
at
lose
the
this
last
one
second.
before.
So Melzer could do anything here. He gets himself one. The C9 team needs to be careful. There's some time to work with
No way
now.
he wins this.
But he gets through to that smoke, and that is enough.
We live in reality.
And this is Cloud9 back on the board. And Athena, this round was the most pivotal round for them.
Oh yeah, they needed this. They need to equalize the round numbers, being able to get back into that position where they're actually ahead. They essentially have this next round, the anti-thrifty, to make sure that they win, followed by that bonus. But actually C9 holding and stopping. I want to talk about that last round really quick. Pausing on site was really pivotal. They know that the second that spike is planted, or at least
he's better get 3 this round.
Gonna do
With a Marshall?
crazy, so
Come on, we've seen Marshall clips.
Success by changing their positioning.
Yeah, they read that one out well, and that came with, you can only assume a lot of prep, because that's what we were seeing as well. So it makes sense that they would try and just wait this one out. Bestia kind of just fell right into their hand. And now let's see
if Melzer
how
dies,
C9
it's an
build
open
off
A-site.
of this, because just
No way.
It's an
No way. C9 are not taking any space.
100%.
Not even space in mid.
100%. We see that.
They're going to see the Cypher.
And now just slow. Trying to get information.
Cypher's gonna
Jack
clear
using that
the drone.
Fireball, walking up with it, is going to not get into sight, getting punished immediately.
Zelsis can't die. If Zelsis dies, I mean, surely an instant trade.
Sneaky
No
boy.
way.
He
Okay.
doesn't get anything
How does
out of
Taco?
that, but still, I like the
They
idea.
just dropped the gun.
And that is going to be an open A site here
Bro.
for Cloud9. But when you got to make a play happen in the moment, I respect Melzer going for that sneaky.
I mean, the re-aggression from Bestia to push down that elbow, getting the pick actually all the way down into spawn is going to be phenomenal. 4v3 now. They have the numbers.
Yeah, good note on that one. Here comes a push through.
Timing.
Okay, so he's paying really close attention to what's happening in that tunnel, but he's got to wait this one out. Loss is going to make his way in. They were just waiting. Oh, man.
Wow.
The retake is as clean as it could possibly be. We were literally just talking about this. We were like,
C9
watch out, because it's a classic, and they might be able to make this one happen. And they did. Unreal.
Absolute insanity.
I can't believe it.
Bestia, they're just doing such a good job of capitalizing on those solo plays. C9 sending Fireball alone out onto site. Yes, they're trying to scout. Yes, they're trying to see if there's a stack. But we're so split up across the map. We gave them ones. That was not clean.
Look at all of these fights. Every one of these fights was just something that was forced into a one, that was meant to just be more of like something that the team could probably work together, but instead Bestia just threw off their momentum.
And now C9, hero buying 2 rifles, knowing that they need to trade something back. They're still able to buy the next round off of those, but Oxy is looking to get a pick here.
Looking to grab any orbs.
Elbow. They're setting themselves up for a B split, especially with that Viper and Harbor wall still ready to go.
At least the choke of A main. I wonder if they go and push out past the Harbor one way.
Pushed out toward that double door. And the info that they're getting here on the A side as well, it's pretty much just telling them everything that they need to know. And you can see the response here from Melzer and from David. They're so ready for it.
They just read them open
like a book.
Crazy, because Bestia, they pushed all the way down A. They
Did
had
Oxy
that
have
information ready.
I want to know.
And now with the numbers not overextending past that wall, holding, and just delaying long enough for these rotates to come in.
And surely they're going to know, hey, wait a minute. Neon's not around here.
Ooh,
you got to find him eventually, yeah, but that lost pick could be helpful for them. See what they opt to do with it. Watch out, though, on the flank. Here he comes. That's Taco for one. And now the push
on the flank
begins. Fast lane activated.
There's a cross.
Zelsis, he's weighing this one out. He was expecting some speed, but instead it's actually going to come in the hands of a big kill from Taco, and Chubizine gets his. And that will be Bestia adding on to the board little by little. Athena, this is happening.
All of a sudden, the gap is getting bigger between these teams. The gap.
Problematic.
Yes. 9-6. This is
bad.
Crazy.
If you're a C9 fan, this is bad. If you're a Bestia fan, you are screaming at your TV right now.
Absolutely. It feels like Bestia have just done such a good job with a lot of their anteing, understanding how that C9 is going to move around the map and shutting it down. I'm really looking this round specifically. Taco has that Neon ult. He's able to speed up should they need to on that defensive side. But a small default coming in from C9. A nice 1-3-1, trying to get information, trying to see if there's any aggression from the side of BESTIA. And hopefully end on an execute together.
I quite like the way that they
timing.
wanted to play that in the mid there.
But it is a lot of info as they drone.
Just try and create some confusion.
And Celsius actually holding that A main, but leaves at such a weird timing. Losses pushed all the way up. They have all the information now. 3 players set up towards this B site.
In bottom mid.
This is going to be really hard for C9 to push off when they don't have any A main presence.
Yeah, and if they want to pivot over to that, you know, they're going to be dealing with the tripwire and they're
all
running
signs
right
to be
into the hands of Melzer. But it seems like B is where we're favoring, and just look at the way that
it is a strong site with the site for you too.
Your options here, Athena, what are you looking to do?
I mean, if you're Taco, just trying to hope that they don't hard clear you. Able to get a spot, stunning that fast lane, and now they're out.
Go kill.
Taco now, he's going to have to deal with a lot of activity, and it's Oxy. Gets the better of his
Oxy
Neon mirror.
Oxy
Meanwhile,
3.
David goes in for a drop, but Oxy, he's trying to get this team back into this one here, and he does so with 3 clean kills that gets him onto the site.
BESTIA having 3 players there, but unable to hold. Oxy doing a phenomenal job running up, clearing every single angle, and isolating a lot of those picks.
And that's pretty much going to be the round here. You know, look for Melzer and Lost to try and maybe catch some stragglers if they go their way, but you got to protect that op. You're in a great spot right now if you're BESTIA. And for C9 on the other side, this was we keep talking about these pivotal rounds. This was definitely one of them, because you cannot let them go to double digits at this point. It would be too scary.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm C9, I'm looking at this round and thinking, okay, we need to stick together.
Yeah.
After that initial default, we need to group up, because every single time that we're spreading across the map, we're actually giving BESTIA the picks that we're not trying to give them. We're losing those numbers, unable to have a really strong attack, unable to just get onto the site and post plant. And I think that's where they find a lot of their success. And now going into this next round,
thought process.
He still has that
so C9 purposely
He's able to
avoid
get a lot of space
mid.
should he need to, and they're able to do something
At
fast.
least I believe the idea
BESTIA,
is that they
that operator, but it's important what they
don't want to contact into the op. The op can either be an A or a nest or in tunnel.
At this point, backs
and
against
so they
the
just
wall.
drone a reclear bottom mid,
in this series. Your
and then just hit B. Because even if the op is somewhere in tunnel, it's a harder position to get multiple with the harbor wall.
Same for BESTIA.
So you just live with that.
Team, well, if anything, less pressure on them than on C9.
100%, they're the underdogs here. But taking mid control, BESTIA, they have set up Lost, ready with that operator to get a pick. And Taco, he's in top mid, ready to swing off of any of that elbow control.
Not going to get what he wants there. So instead, he's just going to hold this one out. Meanwhile, C9 continuing to just see if they could work this A site. Give themselves something to work with. I like this play from Fireball. He's hoping to see if anyone tries to get a little ambitious. And that cam is going to back him up, but not really going to do with all that much there. That being said, it's important to bear in mind that he's on that flank. So he will be able to catch them if the timing is right. Meanwhile, C9 get on. So they're here. They're chilling on A. Got to get this spike down. BESTIA throwing all the utility they can to suss out where these players are going to be located. Oxy with the activation of the Neon ult, able to get himself two.
Bro, Oxy with an ace.
Scratch that.
Bro, I'm sitting here eating my chips.
Give him the ace.
Not expecting something. Bro doesn't have any.
Wait a minute, Chubizin's clutching it out.
And they drop
similar
spike.
Situation what we saw before. No, Jack backs his teams up, backs his teammates up. Excuse me. And he keeps this one going for C9. But you really do need to be mindful in those like 1v moments of these BESTIA players. They will get those multi-kills. If you just give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah, just a tiny bit sloppy in terms of positioning, in terms of the awareness of what everyone's looking at. And you can only blame chaotic comms when it comes to something like that. But C9, they need to be following this through.
Good job, boys. Good job. Come on.
A lot of these executes, supporting Oxy with the util, using a lot of that util to bait out the BESTIA picks, the BESTIA swings, the BESTIA util. Everything that they've done so far for the side of C9 the past 2 rounds has been working out for them. And it is for a reason. Oxy, able to get a lot of those first kills, able to get the multi-frags online. And it feels like for BESTIA now, in order to shut it down, they have to be a little bit more proactive. They keep getting A main control, they keep getting mid control, but they're not going for those active peaks with that operator.
Yeah, they're like looking, they have the lanes covered.
Yeah.
But you can go in and just take a little bit more. And I think that with the way that Lost and Taco have been playing, they should feel at the very least motivated to be able to do that, or at least in a position to do that. And I wonder if that's what Coach Phonics is telling the boys right now.
I think it's a really good time to take that timeout as well, because
so
you are
far
putting a halt
it's just
to the
been straight
momentum
side
of
hits.
C9. 2-round win streak,
For
just
C9.
executing. And all the rifles are back on the board.
Or at
Lost
least in
with
the
that
last 2
operator
rounds.
one more time, but he's actually changed up his positioning to be towards mid, and it might just not work out because all of C9 here is outside of the same main.
C9 win this round.
Stacked over here.
Then BESTIA won't be able to buy.
Well, they'll just...
Which guarantees them, or well, I would say
get
almost
hit with
guarantees.
And that might actually
and the
indicate
lead.
that they could push up a little bit more, but
Spot 2.
I think it did give Taco a little bit of pause. He was
Bro,
like, wait a
it's
minute,
still
there's way
gonna
too many people
be
up here. And it's actually going to be a really smart play
timing.
from Cloud9. Now it's Melzer. He's right outside. Surely they checked the corner. They saw something felt fishy. They took care of that target.
Okay, C9 just need to chill. C9 just need to chill.
As BESTIA,
They're in a man
they
advantage.
really do not have much to work with. You can see where
And the
that
rest of the
op is
players have
moving
to save.
toward. David is well moving out of this one. I think they're pretty much conceding that this is going to be a GG on this round.
Yeah, definitely going for that save. Really hard to win a round like that when the post
Okay,
time
now
is
C9 could say, all right, let's
Zelsis
go.
is
Let's
going
go.
to go hunting, though. They do have the
Let's
economy
go find
for
this
it.
op.
Trying to get a pick onto any of those players, but BESTIA, they're struggling. The reads are just wrong. It feels like C9 has been one step
They
ahead
win
the past
if they get
3 rounds
if they get a
now.
gun.
Yeah,
that
knowing
pretty
where
much
that
buys them the
operator's gonna be,
round.
droning, seeing that there's no one there, and full committing to these splits or to these executes, it's been paying off.
Okay,
really well.
now get down the up.
For BESTIA, it
Spotted the
might
up.
be beneficial for them. And even though I
Nice
feel
shot.
like the idea is, hey, listen, get that up onto the jet, do what
literally
you
a
gotta do
second
there. They
late.
preserve that gun, I believe. Yes, they do. The thing that helps BESTIA is that they're able to move that operator around to a lot of different players. They can put that operator on
Wow,
Taco's
saw
hands.
the
They can put
barrel.
it in the hands of Melzer as well. So I kind of want to see them just try and like get C9 guessing and throw them off, because right now they, and actually I was actually just saying that Taco's got himself the op, so they're going to put that big boy gun in his hand, see if he can win the round.
I really want to see this operator played more on sites. They keep playing it towards mid. The rotates haven't been quick enough. And they've also been abused because the op isn't there to get those initial picks whenever C9 have executed. And another execute onto this B, using that harbor wall to deny any players on site. And you can see all that util to clear the site completely off.
Oh, but David is going to get his. That's one target, and that's one too many, if anything, given that the economy is a little bit in shambles here for BESTIA, but you're still able to get something with the Sheriff.
They're gonna
Taco
fight
now, all
towards-
eyes on him. He should be able to do something with that op, and he
Spotted
does
the
so off
op.
cam. Lost gets one with the shotgun right to the back.
Close-ception.
Just buries the
1v3
barrel
for
in the
Zelsis.
face of Vic, and that leaves Zelsis, LMS, and with not a lot of hope. That wall's coming down, and Melzer gets his hit. And that will be 10 for BESTIA. A big, big
This is a
round for
C9
those
season.
boys.
A thrifty from BESTIA to win out that round. They had the operator, but everyone else was on those pistols, just sitting on site, making sure that they're playing together. This pick was phenomenal. I feel like, David, we really need to shout out his Cypher util.
Yeah.
Those trips being placed in spots that Oxy hasn't been able to shut down or see right off the bat. This happened on Lotus, where Oxy was shut down because he was running through elbow, unable to see that trip. And once again, on this B site, he's been playing really well. The anchoring has been phenomenal. And all of a sudden, we're in this gun round with an operator online for BESTIA. 2 ults with that Hunter's Fury, with the Neural Theft.
And they haven't seen this mid look yet here,
Yep.
so they might not be ready for it, and they
Almost
definitely
got a
were
collab.
not. Taco gets
just
Oxy,
killed their win
and that is going to
condition.
shut down their big, big win con to get into the site.
Yeah, and for C9, they're going to
Bro,
be
what
struggling.
is-
Lost actually getting another pick onto Zelsis here. That
No way
Hunter's Fury
C9
not
win
going to
this round.
connect. And all of a sudden, the round is crumbling for C9.
This is all falling apart. Taco, if he gets anything, and there goes Hunter's Fury, activated now for Melzer, just checking all the areas you need to check. You're also going to just get that info, forcing those players back. And this is a very good situation for BESTIA to be in, and that's why C9's like, nope, we don't want to do this. But if you are C9, you're at least like, hey, we kind of got them to spend a little bit in this.
Yeah, I mean, this is the round that BESTIA really needed, knowing that they had to be proactive, pushing
The
towards
Cypher's
mid,
gonna tell
actually
all.
spending that
Here's
utility
3.
to be able to get those initial picks was the most important part. They also managed to gamble right with that
And the
operator
op,
getting those, but Taco, he's
found the
already
op,
rotated all
but
the way to this B
they're-
site.
Loss there again. Just constantly
They have to
being
know
the
if there's a
thorn on
player
the
in mid.
side of Cloud9. What does Fireball do? He does nothing because David's had his number as well in that sensible
Jack
battle,
should be able to
specifically
buy
in
it,
the
but it's not
Cypher role.
winnable.
He's had the better of Fireball, who has been
Jack
immaculate this
and
season
C9
when
should
he
be
has
able to
made his
buy.
debut for C9. But it is David's day. And so far, every single time that man has a target, he gets the shot. That is the round. That's BESTIA's 11th. They're 2 rounds away from eliminating Cloud9 here at Play-ins.
This is absolutely insane. Again, looking at C9's map history
That is
on
how
this
we
breeze,
doing
it's been
chatting.
so
We're chatting.
good. They've been
We're
winning this
chatting.
map almost every
We're
single
chatting.
time. This stage, they've been phenomenal on
Yo,
it. 4
BESTIA,
wins, only losing it that one
BESTIA.
time. And now they're just struggling. Taco with this beautiful
That
initial
could've been a
pick.
collat, easy.
That could have been a collat, but that was one of the main reasons why they turned this round around. Of course, David with that lurk pick. And it just feels like C9 once again is struggling. Their winning condition that round was getting onto site with that Viper's Pit, but they weren't even allowed to.
Nope. Stopped at the door.
Yeah.
Not passed, not allowed to come in. Even if you brought treats, it wouldn't have mattered. You know, like you just can't get in there. And really, I think it just is a testament to BESTIA
Bro, I need Veer
and
to
the
scream
prep
at
work
them.
that they have done since they've come to LA.
Said,
And I've
alright,
had a
guys.
chance to catch up with those
You
boys a
guys
couple
need to
of times,
start.
and you know, the hunger is definitely
You
there.
guys
I mean,
need
we
to
talked to Taco
start.
a lot on the desk, and
You guys
he's
need to
always
start.
talked about how he wants to be back here, do his thing again.
Start
What better
baiting the
way to
rotations.
solidify yourself that you do belong on
Start
the
just
stage, and
stop
to
doing
take
just
out
eight,
what has become the
site
darlings of
hits.
the postseason here, and the
Come on, work
story
elbow.
that everyone's loved. But yet, it seems
Leave
that the
an
main
insert.
characters are BESTIA.
Who's our
We were
lurk?
not paying attention to that the entire
Is it
time. And it keeps
Zelsus?
going like this.
BESTIA has been really good with the short turnarounds. Even when they're playing in that LATAM South, they had a 6-game win streak,
I mean,
including
class,
that
they
grand
should
finals
know
to
that
make it
that BESTIA are
to
clearly
VCT.
cheating,
So
like
it
cheating
feels
in the
like
sense
we're
of
looking
like
at this team
they
back in that
almost
prime form,
are
back into the
telegraphing.
comfort zone. And it really gets
Sorry,
me thinking
C9 are
that first game
telegraphing
was
where
genuinely
they're
just
going
the
almost to
nerves.
their
But now
side.
looking ahead into this round,
Most of the time,
we have those ults. We
causes
have two
sprint
players, two of those
rotations. They're
duels
not
towards that
worried
A,
about
ready to
anybody
use that
in
operator
mid
and
or
push and get this
anybody
aggression
in
on the line.
elbow,
They're gonna
anybody
do it.
in
They're
these
gonna go right for
contested
this one here.
positions to
Stuns
be
out.
able to
Wait, this one? Nothing? You don't see what you like here?
Op.
Heavens day!
Dude, classic
He
C9.
gets 3! Go back
Classic
for more,
C9.
Papa! Take what you need! But instead, wait a minute, it's C9. Oxy just decides, you know what, screw the sniper, I'm gonna make my way
Oh, he has
right
a timing
to the
on the
site and get
drone.
this
He had a
business
timing
done.
on the
But he's
drone.
gotta do a lot of work back here,
Oh.
and he can't do it. Melzer's there
And
for the stop.
C9,
It's
go,
left down to
go,
Fireball Ops.
go.
Poor thing. He's gotta do so much, but we have seen BESTIA pull off things like this in the past, and we know that Fireball Ops can do the same. Problem is, he's dealing with so much
3,
utility.
1
Down now
HP.
to 35
Pretty much.
HP. Nothing to work with. No hope, but he's got to pull and dig deep, and it's Melzer who just ends it then and now. And that is 12. We're right there, folks. BESTIA could eliminate Cloud9 here at Play-ins.
Cloud9
Wow.
classic.
That's awesome.
Never reached an international in
the
partnership.
worst way to come out of a timeout here for C9. They were not
100%.
expecting
C9 are clearly
that
tilted.
aggression loss, playing absolutely phenomenally. There's nothing you can do
And
to
I
shut
give
that
Oxy
down.
credit for just trying to do something, because you're like, yo, listen, we're here, we're stopped, I can go fast, I need to do something.
Trying to get those numbers, trying to use that util to stun and catch someone off guard.
This is
and
it.
all of a sudden,
I must wait a moment.
it's so close now here for BESTIA. They can taste it. Aggression
They're doing it
again
again.
on the line.
They're doing it again, but this time they're going to
Refight,
get out of
spam,
there,
no
and Taco
kills.
gets tagged up a little bit. He's actually going to use that fast lane.
Drone for drone.
They don't really get a lot of
Op
info
is
for that
here.
either.
They know that
Op
the
is on
aggression
the
is the key,
line.
because once
Oxy
C9
needs
get
to
on site, they
slide.
have that Viper's
Ooh,
Pit
rare
to
missed
post
shot.
plant.
Missed the shot there. That's a rare whiff for loss.
Hey,
Melzer's going to go down too.
C9.
C9 might actually finally be able to use that Viper's Pit. Look at that. And they get it onto the site. But is it going to be enough? David and Chubizine are alive, and my God, they have pulled off some miracles in the past.
C9 with a really nice switch up to actually fight through that Viper
I mean,
wall on the left
BESTIA
side.
should be
Punish
going for
those
damage. They
rotations
have
in
money.
from the mid doors versus fighting
They're
that
not even
back side.
saving the
It
op.
hasn't been successful for them. So they focused more towards that mid doors. Nicely well played.
There's 3
and now
players
this round's gonna
on
go
triple
towards
digits.
the way of C9. They needed this so desperately. They needed to shut down that momentum from BESTIA, and they need to make sure they push that throughout the next 2 rounds.
And credit is due to BESTIA, specifically Taco, doing that same play again, trying to just get in that face, trying to like cause a problem because they saw how well it worked when you fluster C9. But that is where C9, I think, like, you start to see that experience come in. Zelsa is saying, like, wait for this aggression to come in. They're going to try and end this game here now. So let's not allow that. I will say, if Lost gets that snipe, though, it kind of changes the complexion of the round a touch.
Just a little bit. But, I mean, I think here, again, this fight towards that left side of sight was really nice. BESTIA trying to flood in, trying to support, but actually getting caught off guard. And now looking forward into this match, Vic, he has that harbor ult. They're looking to do some aiming aggression.
Could just hit
once
the
again,
safe
not
side
scared
this
of
time.
the aggression that BESTIA has been pushing towards that A lobby.
Good thing with A main aggression, you want to handle that. Put a
2 players in elbow.
Cypher will
Is
slow
Fireball ready?
down.
No, they're not ready. They're not ready. They're not ready.
He's another one. Oh no!
They're not ready.
No! This is bad. This is gonna have to
They're
force
not
C9
ready
to have to
for
make
the
a move somehow, some way,
middle
and it's
wall.
gonna prompt all of BESTIA to go to the backside here, Athena.
BESTIA has been conditioning that A main push that they were not expecting the contact
GG,
play
C9.
down to elbow, and now that harbor wall coming in, the harbor wall to delay. It's gonna be so many fights here.
It's now enough down to Oxy. He was a hero before. Is he gonna be a hero again? No, he's not, and that's gonna do it. BESTIA, try as you might. You thought C9 were the main character. Step aside, because it's BESTIA's day today. The Chilenos +1 Brazilian managed to pull off a miracle. They get the massive, massive victory against this tier 1 team in Cloud9. A first
Classic
time, by the way,
C9.
for this BESTIA team
They
going up
never
against an NA
learn.
squad. And on top of
They
that,
never
those
learn.
players, Chubizi and David, first time they ever played against an NA player at all.
This is the first time that a tier 2 team in this stage has been able to beat a VCT team. And the team being C9 is so heartbreaking, knowing that they've been so phenomenal in every single group stage, and every single time they've been able to make playoffs. And now we're looking at these veterans, seeing that they've been shot down by the underdogs. BESTIA, what a beautiful way to keep their run going.
Do want to give shout out to C9 for really just a turnaround that they've had, as you noted there, Athena. But what an accomplishment for these boys. The day belongs to BESTIA as they managed to pull off a miracle, something that no one on the desk, save for Dryad, I'm going to give her flowers, believed. And she saw the vision. I'm curious what she saw.
Yeah, I think she saw that every single player had so much potential, such a high skill ceiling. They pushed past the nerves, and they were able to get a lot of those picks. Almost every single player having a crazy multi-frag round. We saw so many positions where they were able to win out crazy clutches and get it back online. The reactions, the momentum, the mentality was all there for them.
Yeah, but also want to give a massive shout out to this young man right there, Lost. He was putting on a highlight reel. They're going to make some montages of what he pulled off in this game. And then David, let's not forget that this dagger to the back was brutal. Going out with an ace into the half, it might as well just punch him in the face.
That was a real momentum turner. There's nothing worse than going backstage, talking to your team, and being like, well, we just got aced on the last round. Let's focus on that next round. It's so hard to turn that mental back around. Zell says, yes, he's a great leader. He's a great IGL and manages to do that majority of the time. But this time around, man, BESTIA, they were on fire.
Look at that face. Look at that expression. That is passion right there, baby. That's what it's all about. The drive to be the best in the world at what you do. It's what motivates these guys. They came here far from their native land to be able to win this one out, to be able to push forward. And what a treat it was to witness that. That was just cool.
It was insane.
We did it. Good job.
Let's go.
All right, everyone. That's going to do it for us here, and I'm going to enjoy a nice day off and go watch AEW Dynamite. So for now, we're going to send it over to Sierra Dawn, who's over at the stage for Verizon post-match interview with Takulia.
I am here with Takulia after an incredible Series 1, a Series 1 and 2, by the way. You're the first Challengers team to take a Series win on the stage. You've eliminated Cloud9. How are you feeling?
That's how I'm feeling. It's amazing. Winning this stage, it's all I want. So I don't know how to explain. It's just happiness, and I'm so happy we can we could play like as a team, like we do on practice. So from here to playoff, we need to make it.
I mean, I know that you've always had the confidence in the team. You talked about how practice is going well, etc. How do you translate it to be able to take the win on the stage? Like, what was different today?
I think the most important thing we changed was mindset. Like, don't rush and close the games. Go round by round, step by step. Don't get the anxious, like, take over you. So we really focus on mental things and things works. So.
I mean, talking about the mental too, I mean, that energy in the comms have to have been amazing. There was like the double aces, there's so many multi-kills on the round. Like, talk to me about the comms and the energy.
I don't know, we were flustered, you know, the aces, everyone was hitting like insane shots. David with the clash, I don't know, it's like all that thing just overhype you, so I don't know, it works. It's like, we win. I'm so happy right now.
I mean, you got that first win in the books. How are you looking ahead at the rest of this lower bracket? Because job's not done.
No, we need to win 2 more games. But I think like this game is like momentum we need. So I hope and I expect that we win the other 2 games too, and we make to Brazil.
I mean, the wins today, that was just an absolutely incredible statement. Thank you so much. Best of luck going on forward.
Thank you very much.
Us, I mean, that's our first Challengers win. Up next, we'll have to see if it can be done again. It's going to be M80 going up against G2.
All right, I will be back with G2 versus M80.